Yeah, Shantanu.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
It is audible.
Sir, it's audible, sir.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, your screen is coming. Yeah, it's come. Shantanu, I am going on mute.
Okay. So, as a company, as a Sangam Solution ERP solution, we are in the business solution providing space. So we deal with SAP, and for specifically for SME, we deal with the Microsoft product Dynamics 365 Business Center, which is mainly focused for the companies, which is ranging from 50 crore to around 1,000 crore, and it's a user-friendly software where the implementation cycle and the user training is much easier and fast than other enterprise-wide solution.
Shantanu, 1 minute. All participants are able to hear properly? Can somebody answer, please?
Sir, it is audible, sir. It is audible.
It's audible. It's visible.
It's audible.
So the topics we will cover as a what is Business Central, the brief introduction, very brief, and the product overview, the modules, what modules and the functionality which Business Central provides under various modules, and then we will see some user interface of the product, and we will discuss some add-on solution which comes with the integrated interface with the Business Central, which we can use, and we can have a discussion on various queries. So this is the agenda of our present meeting. So as a brief introduction to Business Central, Microsoft, we all use the Microsoft products, and they deal with the various means domains and category. Microsoft Dynamics is the business software solution family group where the Business Central is a key member as a solution, and which was earlier formerly known as a NAV, and this was developed in 1970s. In the decade of 70s, this was developed in Denmark, where almost all the ERP was in development phase, including the SAP and other Oracle Financial, etc. So that was developed mainly focusing on the SME sector. From Denmark, it's just grown up, and in 2002, Microsoft acquired globally. At that time, 67,000 companies were using this software. Now, 1.5 lakh plus companies is using this Business Central worldwide, and it almost have a uh, more than 50 localization in this family group. Means localization means the countries where the local taxation is built in this product, and the modules it covers broadly. The organization structure I just taken as a separate note, and then the finance module, the purchase module as usual, the sales module, production or manufacturing module, and the warehouse module if where the inventory is spread across the various locations, and the service module specifically for the where the raw material is the resources where we have to consume the resources or we are selling the resources to the our customers, and the FA module. So as a organization structure, whenever we have a company group, so we can create a company group under various companies can be created, and within a company there could be many branches that we can just develop. So the company we can consider as a legal entity where the one PAN number is used, and under that company various branches, maybe with a different GSTN number, or maybe with or without GSTN number, same GSTN number that we can create. So this is the company group architecture which Business Central maintains. And when we have the multiple companies or multiple legal entities within one database, uh, we can do some consolidation. Means we can have a consolidation companies where we can uh, match various GL accounts, and we can have a consolidated trial balance or financial views of overall company group. Further, if various companies are related to each other, they are the sister concern, or within same group there are the companies. For intercompany transactions also, system provides some functionality so that you know if we are purchasing from a one company, so okay, for us this is a purchase, for another company it would be sales. So intercompany transaction would be there, so that the counter transaction can be created in the another company. And under this organization structure, the dimension functionality is there. Where we can tag means all type of transactions. So this functionality we use for the cost center and profit center definition, where we can classify and define various transactions based on the cost center and profit center. So starting with the finance module, uh, as usual, we maintain the chart of account where all the GL accounts and GL grouping we can do, and various vouchers, general, cash, bank, contra, all type of vouchers we can just maintain. And there is a concept of recurring journal as well, where if you know that some type of expenses are nature of recurring nature, so we can have a recurring journal functionality, where just like if we have say various phone numbers and mobile numbers which regularly we have to pay, some of the rent, electricity bills regularly we have to pay. Maybe the amount is fixed, or may not be a fixed amount, but the expense is nature of recurring nature, so that functionality also saves time. So every month, every particular date means that journal with all the expenses will be created, where we can have a pre-filled amount, or we can fill the amount and we can just post it. In the bank cash and bank management, we can have the bank account reconciliation, integration with banks, and this support the multi-currency as well. So even we can have a bank account in a particular currency also. Maybe we may have a one bank account in a foreign country that is maintained in the USD or maybe euro. So a particular account can also be maintained in the foreign currency, and all the transaction and forex gain loss will be maintained automatically by the system itself. So they support the multi-currency, and yes, all the books will be maintained in a one single currency at a time, means that we consider as a local currency. All the transaction will be maintained in one currency, but simultaneously we can have a IFRS compliance using the define the one another currency also. Just like if we have a parent company in USD in US, and they just want financials in a US currency just for their IFRS compliance or reporting. So that also can be possible, where all the financial results will be provided in a USD based on the exchange rate whatever we define. And except if any transactions which we have to just maintain in the INR as well as in the foreign currency also, so that transaction can be maintained, and forex gain loss entries will always be maintained by the system itself. As a standard practice, the purchase module covers the purchase cycle from quotation to payment to vendor. The quotation, the purchase order, when we receive the material, so purchase receipt is maintained, and then we go for the purchase invoice, and obviously we have to make the payment, and that will be maintained by the system. So the purchase module functionalities also have some automatic application. So the payment to vendor and the purchase invoice, it could be manual, but it could also be based on the automatic, based on the first come first serve basis. So whenever we get the payment, whatever the vendor invoices are pending, so based on that due date, system will automatically apply. And further, whenever we have some purchase quotation, we might have some long-term agreement with a vendor where we maintain the prices for, based on various parameter. It could be based on duration, like till 30th October, a particular price is there, and from 1st November, maybe price will increase or will change. And further, it could also be possible that vendor offers that for a particular quantity, this price is available, and beyond that particular quantity, different price will be there. Such type of agreement could also happen. So all such things that can be maintained in the system, and system will maintain that purchase price, matrix. And whenever we create the purchase order, system will automatically pick the correct price in that transaction. And for the production module, as a standard process, this starts with the creation of the production BOM, where we define for the one single quantity of output what bill of material or the components will be used. So here we define the production BOM, and for the transaction, we create the production order, how much quantity we have to produce, and when the production happens, in the output journal we book the output whatever quantity is produced. And consumption obviously by default it be based on the production BOM, but if there is a variance and we want to record that variance, we can change the consumption whatever the consumption happened in real life. So when we just do the transaction of the consumption, so system just maintain that what it should be as a consumption and what actually happens. So both the records are the system, so that we can analyze and we can just fetch the reports and analyze that what are the variances. And if there are various steps in the manufacturing, so we can define the routing, their work center, under work center, whatever the machine centers are, and the steps we can define, so that every process output will be the input for the next process. That entire routing we can define, and add on the idle hours, the whatever is the idle time or shutdown time, everything we can just define as activities. And further, we have a auto functionalities of the replenishment. So whenever in the item, if we define some inventory level, and whenever we run some automatic batch jobs or automatic process, so system automatically calculate that as of now, based on the sales order or inventory level, what quantity is required. And this is for the replenishment. So system identify that shortfall or what quantity is needed. And if the quantity replenishment method, it could be a production or it could be a purchase. So every item have a one replenishment default method, means that the deficiency or the shortfall in the inventory can be fulfilled by the production or the purchase order that we always predefine. So based on that, system automatically create the production orders or purchase order that we will see in the system itself. And the generic sales process, which covers from the quotation to payment from customer. So the sales quotation, the sales order, we move the goods, and the sales invoice and the payment from customer. All such things we just capture and maintain the system. And obviously, just like the vendor process, here also whenever we make the payment against the invoices, we can apply the payment against the invoices manually, as well as we can use the automated process as well. And the inventory module, which is affect the sales and purchase and production, all the three modules LFS. So inventory module functionality cover the, hello? Is there any question? So inventory module functionalities, it covers the creation of item master, defining the various parameters. It could be a variant, it could be item attributes, it could be a inventory label, and it could be a item batch quantity. Just like maybe some items are uh, can be ordered in the multiple of 100 or multiple of 200 or maybe in dozens. So we just maintain that quantum also, and the means the danger level or the minimum level or safety stock level, all such levels we just define, and the costing method as well. So system support the five costing method. It's FIFO, LIFO, standard, average, and specific. And average, obviously, it's a weighted average. And the transfer order, it's part of the inventory locations wherever we maintain the inventory in the warehouse. So from one warehouse to another warehouse, the standard transfer order functionality is there, using which we move the goods from one location or one warehouse to another warehouse. And this take care means GST aspect as well. Just like we know that from one warehouse to another warehouse, if GST number is changed, then GST will be applicable. So system take care of that. And in case both the warehouse are falling under the same GSTN, so that's called a bonded warehouse. So in the bonded warehouse, system will not calculate GST. So in the transfer order also means taxation part is taken care. And the physical journal for periodical stock take, where we just as a standard process we maintain the stock counting, and all the variants we can just maintain here. The system provides some automatic creation of journals which we can take the printout and distribute to the people who are just counting the stock, and whatever the actual figure comes we can just update in the system, and you know we can update the stock as per the physical status. So whatever the differences are, system just automatically posts the financial entries to account for that. And if we have a complex processes of warehouse management, where we have various warehouses, and maybe under that the warehouse is defined in a various zone, or zone can be, I think, classified in a various bins where the shelf are there. So if that level of breakdown if we just maintain, so system just support that. At 4 level we can just break down this. And further, if the goods movement, if we just want the picking list or put away, so both the things functionalities are there, where for the various movement of goods can be consolidated, and one consolidated picking list could be there based on the location and zone, so that inventory movement will be easy. The fixed asset module, in the fixed asset module, here we just maintain the fixed asset master. Means for every asset, every single asset, we just create the fixed asset master. But there could be a fixed asset family as well. Maybe the multiple fixed asset are falling under one fixed asset family, or maybe some plant, and plant having various machinery or various components. So if we just want to maintain as a one asset, okay, we can define as a one asset, plant one, or we just want to maintain a plant one, but we just want to break down various assets. Maybe the various assets have their different uh, life expectation, or depreciation rate, or various purpose. So we can maintain the very family as well as, and we can maintain the breakdown in a various fixed asset also. And for the depreciation, we can have a n number of depreciation books. So one book will impact the financial vouchers in the in this Business Central, and all other for the reporting purpose. So we can have an n number of depreciation books. So usually we just maintain for this corporate as and income tax. And obviously through the batch job, system will maintain and create the automatic calculation of depreciation. This depreciation could be annual, right? Just as a income tax compliant and corporate practice. And for the cost accounting aspect, if we just want to maintain the depreciation as a monthly basis, that can also be possible. So the lowest period is 1 day. So up to 1 day, we can calculate the depreciation based on the whatever depreciation method percentage we define. So if we just want to maintain the month-wise costing and we just want to consider the depreciation as well, so we can define the depreciation period as a 1 month, and monthly we can run the depreciation cycle so that we can arrive at the correct costing figure month-wise. And capitalization aspect, this capital work in progress, what we consider maybe the various assets we are just building, means from just like building itself, we are recurring the various expenses. So, and 1 day we will say that okay, after 6 months or 8 months we are incurring expenses, and 1 day we will declare that okay, all such expenses have to capitalize, we have to mark up as a fixed asset, and the fixed depreciation period will start. There will be starting date of depreciation after this commissioning of asset. So for that entire cycle, system just support that capitalization functionality where we can incur all such expenses, all the revenue expenses, machine, plants, etc. And 1 day we can identify where all such CWIP account will be converted to a fixed asset. So we can have a two different dates. There could be a commissioning of date, where we will declare okay, fixed asset is found, and the same date could be a starting date of depreciation, and there may be a scenario where starting date of depreciation is something different. So we can have the same date, or maybe if we want we can have a different date as well. So there are other modules as well. Means if you are in the service industry, so jobs and resources modules are there, where all assignments. So in the service industry, obviously we just take the assignments where we have to serve the, we have to provide the services. And usually in the service industry, the key raw material is the resources itself. We hire the resources, we have the resources on our roll, or maybe we are hiring we can define, we can have their cost and their prices as well. We can maintain that okay, this cost, hourly cost is this much, and there are the prices for that resource. We can just make the master of that. And whenever we are using, or whenever we are taking the assignments and we are using the resources, so system just track everything accordingly. Means all the job order, which is nothing but a sales order from the customer, whenever we fulfill that jobs and we utilizing the resources, we just capture all the resources, their hours and their utilization, and system take care all the costing and provide the real profitability figures. So all the costing and expenses and revenue will be tracked transaction wise. Further, we have a HR module as well, where we just maintain the employee, their master, their attendance, etc. And as per the localization, we can integrate with any of the this HR packages, or attendance machine, etc., where we can just capture the attendance and fill up in the system as well. And this Business Central comes with a multiple client means the user interface, how we can access this. So it's very much easy to use. It's based on cloud. So on a just entering the user ID password itself, we can directly access the system from anywhere using the web client. So web client is a one mode where we can run the system. Further, if we just want to install in the our laptop, so we can install the Windows client as well. Third, there would be a mobile client, so we can access the system in our mobile client, whether it's Android, iOS, or Windows. So all three major types of operating platform for mobile Business Central supports. Beyond that, the system is accessible uh, in Microsoft Team. If we just want to assign some of the items or some of the details to a particular person, where we know that okay, this is their Microsoft ID or mail ID, you can assign them. If they use in the Microsoft Team, they can access that detail. Just like a salesperson, we just want to give the access of maybe all the customer ledgers or maybe a couple of customer ledgers, so we can create the interface for him, and we can create the link in the Microsoft Team itself. So in the Microsoft Team itself, he can view the all the customer ledgers which is relevant or which is assigned to him. Further, there is Outlook integration and the SharePoint integration itself. So this figure, this screens or some of the modules or some of the transaction data, wherever we want, we can just publish and show to the relevant users.
Shantanuji,
Yeah.
this Microsoft Teams, when we share these information, that means the marketing people can use their Microsoft Teams in the mobile itself and see the documents, possible?
Yes, yes. If they just want to see what items we are selling, just like my inventory would have my raw material items also. If we just want to
Yeah.
show them inventory items which we sell to my customer, so for salesperson, only those items are relevant which we sell, not the raw materials. So we can just assign access rights to those salesperson, and for the access right we have just need a team mail ID,
Yeah, that is
whatever the
okay.
Microsoft ID we need, and we will assign them. So
So on
only
the
they
go,
will
they
be.
can see from their mobile itself these data.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you.
No, we just want to see the access view of the system itself. So I just opened this. I'm again starting this user interface. BC Online. So this is a universal means ID businesscentral.dynamics.com. So because I already saved my mail ID, so that's why it's by default just open. Otherwise, it will ask for the my mail ID. And under this mail ID, I am default accessible to this Cronus A demo. So across the world, this user ID is this URL is just common to all the people. businesscentral.dynamics.com. Whosoever is assigned to a particular company, by default that will open. There may be possibility that one person is accessible to say multiple companies, just like I'm accessible to this number of companies. Cronus Demo, Fitwara, multiple companies. So by default, it just opened the first company, alphabetically, and I can just change it. I will share this means user access to means everyone. If Prasad sir, if you have a mail ID, so that anyone can just browse himself and herself. So we just have a look of all the things what we discussed. Here the access is just based on the one search engine itself. I discussed about the organization structure, where we just maintain the uh, you know multiple companies. So in this database,
Yeah, I have one doubt, Mr. Shantanu.
yes,
What is this Cronus, CRONUS, a demo? Is it?
this is because this is a demo version, so it's just a company name.
Oh, अच्छा, अच्छा.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Microsoft just
Not-
restrict that if you are doing the trial, the name should be starting with the Cronus. So
Okay.
that's
I thought
again
it is a
limitation.
separate information system
Yeah.
because it gives details of biggest sales and all that. No? So
Yeah.
is it like something like that?
So in the organization structure, we discussed that one DB can have a multiple companies. So suppose if I am just related to a one group of company, and this company group have a multiple company. So I just created this multiple companies over here, and I can access it. Under that company, if there are the various branches, we will just maintain as a means the locations. And location doesn't mean that it must always contain some inventory. It may or it may not.
Shantanuji,
So, yes.
there is a query from one of the participants that is it possible to create a demo company in this trial version?
Yeah, it's a demo company itself.
No, wait. Suppose somebody takes this trial for 30 days, can they create a demo company? That is what? Can they create their own company code and then do the things? That is the question.
Yeah, see, if you say that 30-day demo trial, okay, means it's forever actually. Means the
No,
demo, this
somebody,
demo company.
yeah, this is okay. But suppose somebody takes the trial for 30 days. The question what as company what on the participant is whether we can create our own company code and all those data, everything, whether we can do in the trial version. That is what it is asked.
Yeah, for 30 days means actually means for the 30 days it will be uh, full accessibility for all the things, right?
For
Just
all
like for all the things, just like
okay.
whenever we are making transaction, so for control purpose, because Microsoft just want to give a demo version also, but then also it has to control that someone should not make system live, and there should not be licensing as a business aspect. So they just want to control them also. So for the demo, one basic restriction is related to date. So system just supports some dates ranging from some November, December, and February actually. So 2-3 months system just allowed. So whatever the year is, it will allow some part of November and December, January, and mid of the February. All only these dates someone can do the transaction, not beyond that.
But they can create companies, they can create customers, vendors, and then they can do all the things like a full-fledged package they can do for a month. That is what. Okay.
Not for a month, forever.
No. It is said that start a free 30-day trial to unlock advanced features. So it will only work for 30 days, no?
There are 2 points actually. Means for the demo version, by default, it's forever demo. Means the system itself means I just activated in March actually. In the 1st of April, it's launched. So in March, I just created this account, right? So till now it's working, right? But there is a limitation because it's a demo trial. So date limitation is there. The major limitation that I can do the transition of part of the November and December, January, and part of the February, not beyond that. But if I just unlock this, what will happen? All the date restriction will be removed. I can do every transaction for any date, and there will not be any limitations. Okay, I will do that all the things, and after 30 days, this trial period will be lapsed, and I have to go for the licenses. This is the thing. So trial means trial forever, without any time limit, but some date restriction, and 30-day trial will be without any date restriction.
Fine. Thank you.
So in the organization structure, we discussed three things. One is we consider as a group of company. So as we shown that, okay, we can create this DB and multiple companies we can just create. Second, the branches that we maintain in the locations. So all the location, east, west, whatever the locations we just want to create, we can just create here, and we define their, GST number as well. So if there are any GST information, we can just fill it. And there may be possibility that there are two branches, and they both are the bonded warehouse, both are the coming under the same GSTN number. We can just create the two locations, and we will have put the same GSTN number in both the locations, right? So as per the concept of bonded warehouse, there will not be any GST calculation when the goods move between these two locations. So this is how we will maintain the group company and the branches. So one company is considered as a having a one PAN number or one CIN number. This we just consider that this company will have a there will be GST default GST relation number, GST number. So default we can define, but one company we consider as a legal entity, having a one PAN across India. And then we discussed about dimensions which we use to define the cost center and profit center. So this could be a, just like as a costing subject, we know that it could be based on anything. It could be a geographical area, it could be activity center, it could be a, department, maybe customer group, anything it could be. So we define the base means on the in which basis we define to these dimensions, and further there would be a dimension values itself, just like area means if you want to define my cost center based on the geographical location, so n number of hierarchy I can maintain. By definition, we know that just like cost center is the smallest segment of activity where where we define, and it can't be a further breakdown. But if we just want to group also, so we can do this just like this. In the Europe we define the Europe North, maybe Europe West, etc. The Europe North we just define further breakdown in the Europe North EU and Europe North non-EU. So this we can just break down, and wherever we do the transactions, the transition will be based on the smallest breakdown status. Just like the grouping we can't select, we have to select the Europe North EU. All such other things will be for the reporting purpose. And we can define the default dimensions also. Just like, if we want to define the Europe North EU should be, this profit center for the all the customers which is having under address under this area. So I can by default define this Europe North. So whenever I create the sales order, system will automatically pick this dimension. I don't need to make this type of selection. So it will be auto selection. I can define some of the maybe GL account based on some default dimension itself. So just like a department. We define the admin, production, and sales we didn't define the further breakdown. We just have a one level of classification: admin, production, and sales. Right. So maybe administration expenses. If admin expenses will all by default it will go to the means admin, if we define that and we understand. So for all the admin expenses, we can in the itself that default dimension is ADM. So it will reduce the manual selection. This is a sales campaign. Maybe one company may have a various sales promotion activities, and various activities happen: the travel, their advertisement expenses, their social media campaign, and their travel bills, and their salesperson reimbursement, their salary. So all such expenses could be there, and this is not the ongoing sales activity. There are always a campaign: monsoon campaign, the winter campaign, or maybe summer campaign, or maybe say there is a in the garment industry always means there are campaign related to some seasons. So it could be based on that also. Maybe some this World Cup is going to happen in Dubai, as I heard. So maybe we just have that expenses in Dubai. Now this 6 month expo is happening. Maybe the multiple expenses will happen over that, and multiple sales effort will be there, the travels and the movement, and there maybe will advertise over there. So it will be campaign, just like we are participating in a Dubai Expo 2021, and we are spending on that. So the salesperson who is just involved in the various activities. So if we just create that one cost center as a Dubai Expo, so all the expenses we will incur on that, so that we can just track that what we defined. So sales and promotion expenses, if we define as a Dubai Expo, is also one type of cost center, and my sales GL will be tracked with this Dubai Expo cost center. With this combination, we can track the expenses, and further we can define the budget also. Just like sales promotion expenses. In this sales promotion expenses, maybe my monthly budget is say 10 lakh. And I will say that for this Dubai Expo, my budget is say 4 lakh. So what will happen? I will define in this my GL budget itself. So in Dubai Expo, in the sales campaign, we will just define this. What will be the department and expenses, and where will be what will happen in this whenever we do this combination, just like Dubai Expo, there will be some GL account, some any expenses account. So if there is a particular expense where we just want to define, so consulting fees or maybe any of the expenses, if we consider, yeah, just like advertisement expenses 8410, this is my GL code. And if we just want to define that, what would be the budget? So I can define the budget itself, and I can see that I can track the means entries. So here we can just define the budget, just like for a particular month, this is the budget, right? And we can define that what is the amount. So whenever we define, and we can just set up this thing that for a particular GL with this cost center for this month, the budget is this. So we can track that. So this matrix will always show that in the month of January, what was defined and what happened. So this matrix will show my budget versus actual. So this, this budget analysis will be there, and whatever the shortfall and increase will be there, system will show that okay, this is the percentage of under budget expenses or over budget expenses. Further, we discuss about that. Yeah, this banks. As I said that we can just maintain the bank in my INR as well as the foreign currency as well. So this is Worldwide Bank. I'm just maintaining. Where we can just maintain that for all the details, account number, my branch number, my communication details, and yes, there are setup aspect also, just like bank account posting group. So we define that okay, under which GL account of my chart of account it will just fall. So that also we just define here. And all this IB international account, bank account number, SWIFT code, transit code, we just maintain. Here, this bank statement import format, SEPA. So across the world, there are, bank statement formats. So, we used to know that, every bank have a different format. It was happening. So, for the standardization in India also, we standardized the, bank format, the way the all the banks were operating. And we usually heard that, core banking, every bank branches decades before, it was every bank was having their own account series number, maybe 3-digit number or 4-digit number. So every bank comes under the core banking. So every bank, whether it's PNB or Yes Bank, SBI, whatever, any bank account will have the unique account number across the India. This is a standardization will happen. And further, internationally, there is a concept of SEPA. So in the SEPA format, it always supports, two SEPA formats always are active. So whenever they launch the new SEPA format, the previous one just, being active for a, couple of months so that banks can update. So every bank is supposed to follow that SEPA format so that there would be standardization of the bank statement. So usually means Indian banks means delayed that standardization process. So, but nowadays means every bank is just following the international norms. Why this is relevant to us? Because if my bank is following this SEPA format, I can through the API we can automatically import the bank statement over here for the my reconciliation purpose and for my checking purpose. So I don't need to go for the bank statement further. Automatically system will capture the bank statement and just push up there. So with Yes Bank, we did this recent integration in PrincePies. So all the bank statements are just automatically coming over there.
Do we need any permission from the bank, or we ourselves can do it?
Yeah, obviously means bank provide the API. Nowadays,
okay,
every
that's
bank provide API.
Okay.
Means 6 years before we did implementation in Finland. So there, what happens means there is rarely there is a concept of bank reconciliation. So in Finland, there are two banks. One is this Nordea Bank, another is Deutsche Bank, and both provide one single company is providing services for both the things, and they provide API. So any bank transaction, rather we are not importing the bank statement. There is no need of bank statement. There is no concept of bank statement. Any transaction, single transaction happens in the bank account. it automatically captures in our server and system generate the automatic GL entry.
Okay.
It happens. Means if right now means nobody is doing the bank entry over there. This is means successfully running in last 6 years.
What about the Indian banks status now?
Yeah, Indian banks.
Have we done this in India with anyone?
Yes.
With Microsoft Business Central?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we did that. If you just watch serials, maybe you would be aware about that one Viacom communication. I don't watch TV actually, but I heard that it's a big channel and they produce movies and they provide serials and some movies also.
Yeah, Viacom. Yeah.
Viacom. So sorry, Yes Bank is their banker, and for the Viacom, one dedicated mobile app was created. I was just showing this recent Yes Bank web services right now. I just call this from this Yes Bank Vice President IT. So whatever the latest API they released, so I just got that and I just called them the 2-3 days before itself. So all such things are there.
Okay.
They provide that portal link, everything, and the sandbox environment where we can test. This will be the UAT environment, and another will be the production environment. Both the things, so that we can test the latest API also. So all such things are there, but nowadays means there is no issue. Every bank is very active, and ICICI did remarkable work on that in a very cost-effective price. So nowadays means earlier that was they were charging something around 3 lakh, but right now Yes Bank is just giving in a 10,000 one-time setup fee only. So yeah, in a month or two itself means you save your time.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
So means almost every bank is just doing this.
Mr. Rawat, there is a observation that your voice is not clear. Is it this observation is
Hello?
by all or only? Yeah, or only by someone? Can somebody send a chat whether people are able to hear? Because one person had said the voice is not clear. Anyone else? Others, you are able to hear, Mr. Rawat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Swati madam. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, I will try to be a bit louder. Maybe. So the bank account and system just maintain all the bank statement here. The concept of bank statement reconciliation is just a standard, but we see in almost all the systems. So in our system, we always have a bank ledger entries, and when we import the bank statement, again it comes under the some entry will come, and system just matches. So there is some logic of matching. If there is a perfect match, date, check number or transaction number, everything is matching, or reference number is matching, system will just mark as a reconcile item. And there is also one logical structure of suggested match. So for the basis of various parameters, system just suggest that maybe this entry is matching with this bank statement entry, where we can just review and mark that. So this is how means the system just do that bank reconciliation. For the procurement process, we just start with the purchase quotes. So here we can just always select any vendors and make the purchase order. We select the vendors and fill in the items, whatever we just want to order. And just like any, standard system, we just fill in the my quantity, rate, and other details as well. So here, as we said, we maintain the vendor master. Yeah. Here we are just maintaining the vendors, just like London Postmaster. Here we maintain the generic details, their name, address, phone numbers, etc. Further, we just maintain some parameters that we define for the invoicing. So just like if we have the practice of including of tax or excluding of tax, that we can also define here. For the payments, we can define the credit period, and yeah, we discussed about the application also. Application means payment to vendor versus vendor invoices. So that application could be a manual and or apply to old age. So two methods are there, whatever we just want to follow. And the payment method also, we can just define that the way the vendor is used to pay, and it's not mandatory. Maybe in the transaction we can change that. And further, for receiving, whenever we have that purchase order creation, and the system just automatically fills some of the detail based on this my receiving parameter. Just like if vendor is just providing some particular location in my warehouse location, so I can by default define. I can change that in the purchase transaction, but I can by default define so that I can save my time. Shipment method, it could be a various mode. So I can define my default method, which again I can reconsider in my particular transaction. So if they are providing the X warehouse delivery most of the time, so I can define as a default method. Lead time, whatever times vendor takes, so I can define it over here. And if I define say 15D, 15D means 15 days. But vendor also said that we don't work on Saturday, Sunday. We work on Monday to Friday and Monday to Friday. So I know that it's not my calendar days, it's working days. So on 24th, if I am just give them order, so it doesn't mean they will provide me on 8th, no, or maybe 9th. So they will just consider this 5-day working. So they will provide me the material on after 3 weeks. So I will get my material on maybe 15th. So here we just select the calendar over here. I can create the n number of calendar, because maybe another vendor says that, okay, my office works on Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, but for the delivery, it's 24/7. So for that, I will define the calendar where there is no leave. For this vendor, I will define the calendar where Saturday, Sunday is off, or maybe for other, there would be some different rules. So I can have a, n number of calendar. I can select the vendor calendar itself. That's the functionality is there. Further, for the vendor, I can define the tax informations, my PAN number, my GST numbers, and obviously the GST types I will just maintain various type of based on the GST category. Yeah, some of the vendors could be subcontractor, so that also we just maintain. And as we know that whenever we have subcontracting, uh, the position of goods will be of my subcontractor, whatever the material I supplied, maybe I supply some raw material. So the position of goods will be of subcontractor, but the ownership will be of mine. So whenever I deliver the goods to my vendor, who is also a subcontractor, so I will just maintain the vendor location over here. I will maintain their address so that so that the goods will be always show in my books, and it will show that okay, this is not in our possession, this is under the vendor location, but we have these goods on another warehouse under the possession of subcontractor. So here we just maintain my vendor. We also discussed about the my pricing. Just like we said that we can just maintain some of the prices. So here for this vendor, I can select any item, just like this vendor item, and maybe say minimum quantity is 100. For the 100 quantity, I am just marking 2000, and maybe minimum quantity if 200, and there will be say be 1800 price. So such things I can just maintain. So if I just maintain here, so the benefit will be whenever I make the purchase order, I don't need to go through the my agreement with my vendor. Quickly, I can just pick the date, vendor, item, and system will automatically define the price. Maybe vendor will provide some updated timesheet on the base of periods. So I can just make that applicable range based on the start date and ending date. So here we just maintain the quotation. I just selected the 150, so automatically system is showing 2000 because I defined the minimum quantity would be 100. Then again I defined that if the minimum quantity is 200, means the quantity is beyond 200, then the price will be 1800. So it automatically updated. So the same way we just define the discount percentage as well. So that based on the quantity and dates and range, the line discount will be there. This is how we just process the means quotation. So I can select the various quotation, and maybe I just finalize this quotation and want to make the order. So automatically system will convert this quotation to order. On a single click, this is converted to a purchase order. The quotation is just collection of the quotation from the vendor. Now I am releasing the order to my vendor. So I created this purchase order, and all the details are already filled over here, 250 quantity and 1800, and I will process this gradually I will process for the receiving, and the invoicing.
Shantanu ji,
My voice is clear?
yeah, Shantanu ji.
Yeah.
Normally, sometimes we purchase in one unit of measurement and then we issue in a different unit of measurement. That is possible here also in this system.
Yes.
Suppose we buy in, let's say, in bulk, and then we issue it in numbers or whatever it is. Buy it in like that. There are many things are there.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
is possible to have one receipt in one unit of measurement and issue is in another unit of measurements. Possible,
Right.
no? That is what I
Yeah.
just wanted to.
Yeah, that's possible. Just like
Thank you.
mere pieces and dozens, if we have to convert, we buying in pack but using in pieces.
Yeah, that
the
is
proceeds
possible.
from the
Okay.
pieces. Yeah, but we have to define the ratio.
Yeah, that
Even
is. That is.
we have to define that how many pieces we'll have in a one pack that we have to
Okay.
define.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we can have a multiple unit of purpose of unit of measurement. One will be the base unit of measurement, which will be considered for the stock ledger entries. So here we have the base unit of measurement, just like pieces. Right. Another will be a unit of measurement for the purchases, and we can have the unit of measurement for the sales as well. So three type of unit of measurement we can just maintain. So just like here we are using the sales unit of measurement is also pieces, but I can just change that. So I have to define the relationship as well. Similar way means the purchase of unit is here we define the whether it's same or different. So I can have a different. So what will happen whenever I am purchasing this item, system will automatically just identify, okay, this purchase unit of measurement is a box. So I will change that. But exceptionally, if I want to redefine in the purchase order, I can also change that. And the base unit of measurement, whatever I am using for the sale and purchase purpose, the base unit of measurement will be the unit of measurement using which system will maintain the stock. The stock ledger entry or stock ledger will be maintained under the base unit of measurement only. So we process that purchase order and just post as a receipt and invoice also. So when we do this posting, which we commit, which we just use the term as a commit also. So the similar interface will be there for the the posted invoice, where in the header the vendor details are there, and their items are there which we just purchased, and for the taxation details, their invoice details, everything will be there. If there is any things related to shipment and tax information, all things are there. Here for the because it's a GST compliant product, so if the e-way bill is maintained, so we can just track the e-way bill or e-invoicing as well. So in this process, this is a statistics window which shows the the summary of that invoice. It's like amount, what the discount is, if there is any GST or VAT, and the quantity, if there is any parcels, net weight, gross weight, net total, GST amount, all things are there.
Shantanu will be showing us something on the cost front also, some of the reporting or dashboards. If there is anything, will you be able to show that?
Yes, and when we move to the sales, and then we will see this costing impact also. Just like, there is only cost, but when we go to the sales portion, we will see that cost, revenue, and the profitability also in this window, similar window.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will just quickly go to the the sales portion, because the sales is similar to that the purchase. So similar, like, we maintain the customer.
I think what Mr. Prasad was asking is manufacturing cost. I mean, what you were describing is the trading cost
Trading
and
cost,
sale.
yeah. I was asking, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me, sir. I was looking at the cost of production since you talked about the production module and all in the beginning. So whether it is possible, that is why my question. I stand corrected.
Yes. Right.
So
here,
manufacturing cost of production, if you are, because the sales and purchases and all okay, but then we are more interested on the costing side, on the production cost and all. If possible, you can just show the reports if possible. Yeah, thank you.
right. So I will quickly show the window of
Also, just to add, this is Swati. I just wanted to check, like, just to add on the request, right, on the costing. I wanted to know whether we are able to fix some allocation rules, right? How do the cost allocations happen? Is that a functionality that we can explore here as well?
right. So first we will just see that production BOM.
Since you are showing some of the dashboards, I was only wondering whether there are report format or the dashboard format for the cost of production also, if it is available. That was my lookout.
Right. So in the manufacturing, yeah. So here we discuss that the replenishment based on the purchase, or maybe in the form of the means production order also. Let me check. Maybe some by default, some item would be, yeah. And here, we can see that there are two things: assembly and production order also. We found this item as a assembly. Here what happened, there is no complexity of routing and machine center and work center. There are only some component which are consumed and another items just produced immediately, instantly. There is no time lag. So there we use the assembly items. I just want to open that production order.
And one more thing, Shantanu-ji, in the Indian context, which are all the companies or organizations which are using it? Manufacturing organization, I'm talking.
This Prince Pipe is using, rather their turnover is means 2,600. But
Which company? Which company?
Prince Pipe.
They are into manufacturing.
Yeah, they are in manufacturing, the pipe manufacturing.
Okay.
And yeah, means they have this complex process.
Okay.
And their turnover also means 2,600 crore this March 2021. And they are public company now from last year.
Okay.
So
Shantanu-ji, if it is difficult for you to show right now, just we can proceed ahead. We will have to find out whether whether the system is capable of getting those kind of an output. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, that's capable actually. That is capable, and the window, only the term I just want to see.
No, whatever they have given a demo version, there must be some sort of a. This one should be available, no reporting. That is what. Because on that day when I went through the demo, I could not find out. That is why I just asked that question.
Yeah, means that maybe because our impression means in the demo version also means they unlocked everything, but only that production window is not coming, but the order planning window is coming.
Acha, you tell me one thing, the demo version, whatever credential that you are given for a guest, can I share with the participants so that they can have a hands-on in their free time? Possible?
Yeah, means the entire presentation itself you can just share. So,
Acha, the presentation, what you send to me, if I share, at the end it is available. So
yeah, at the end means the credentials are there.
Participants can go on and have a hands-on.
Yeah.
So to everyone, I will be sharing a presentation which Mr. Shantanu had sent me. So there at the end, we have got the credential to get into the system as a guest and then have a complete hands-on without, I'm talking into getting into the 30-day trial period. Whatever is available, you can have a look at it. You can have the view option. And if you want, you can get into that 30-day option also. That is also possible. So after the this one, maybe in a day or two, I will send across once my other things are over. Or if possible, by tonight itself, whoever has attended, I will share the presentation material along with the credentials to get into the system for a hands-on experience.
Yes. And so maybe I'm not able to see this production bomb. Maybe that trial version they just block that. But the
you can also talk to Dynamics to find out whether in the trial version it is given or not. Okay. In the meantime, we will send across this complete credential along with the whatever that you have given, so that people can also work out in their free time. Okay, I'll do that.
So here I can just show that order processing window, actually order planning. So here what happens means in the presentation we discussed that the production process support defining the production bomb. We create the production order, whatever we just want to produce, and in output journal we do that output whatever is produced. And if we are getting every day some outputs, we can enter the output multiple times whenever we get. And the consumption also, some of the consumption maybe we can find at the end of the month, some consumables we just calculate at the end of the period, so that we can also update multiple times in the consumption journal against this production order. And routing we just discussed, and auto generation of production order, purchase order, that we discussed in the presentation. So that window is just opening. So here what happens in the order planning window, if I have to just identify whatever the all demands are there, wherever the inventory shortage are there, so I can just create that. So here what happens, calculate plan.
Mr.
Right
Mr.
now-
Shantanu, Mr.
Yeah.
Shantanu, I missed the first 10 minutes of the presentation. Can I have one clarification?
Yeah.
Do you view this as a successor to Navision of Microsoft or Accepta of Microsoft? Because Accepta covered manufacturing,
Yeah.
Navision only covered trading and services.
No. See, if you are convinced with this, it covers everything.
Right.
If beyond this you cover, I will just tell you where the Accepta is. Accepta supersede. If you want me to tell means whatever the additional features in Accepta, that I also can tell you.
No. Please don't go because
Yeah.
others may not be interested. I
Yeah.
worked in Accepta for some time.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm aware of what it can do.
Mhm.
But this looks like more Navision than Accepta. I mean, very first, kind of reaction.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's very much true.
No, Mr. Shantanu,
Yeah.
the clarification what is being requested is whether whatever Accepta can do, this also can it do? That is the question
Yeah.
as I understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you say that it is more like Navision. Yeah, that is true. But then, sir, what he was asking is whether whatever the capability of Accepta is inbuilt in this. That is the question, sir. Did I read your question correctly, sir?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shantanu ji,
Yes,
what is the answer for that? Whether Accepta is also inbuilt in this Accepta features? That is the question.
Yes. Yes. All the features are inbuilt here. This.
Okay.
All the Ajapta manufacturing features are there. Ajapta supremacy of the Ajapta is means if one company is working in India as well as the similar plant is and the overseas and where the taxation aspect are different, and we just want to have a one structure itself with the different taxation localization. So there means Ajapta means supersedes on that, because in NAV architecture is something different. They're different in the way means both the companies will be different and there will be consolidation. But in Ajapta, they just facilitate that means two countries localization or taxation localization can be added in a one single database. That the supremacy means architecture wise this Ajapta has. So here we just shown that means right now whatever the demand is, just like we run the system order planning and we found that we have 3 items where the shortfall is there: 12 quantity, 8 quantity, and this 7 quantity. So if we have some one item where which we have to produce and that is under the shortage, so that will be always come over here and we can directly just process that. We can directly process whatever the means shortfall reimbursement replenishment system is there. So it could be a purchase order, or it could be a creation of the production order as well. Here we can just do that. So one single plant, if there are say thousands of items, all the demands will be calculated based on their safety level, the sales order quantity, and everything, and then we can just maintain that. And this also possible that we created one production order, but the raw material is in the shortage. So that also will be addressed over there. So it automatic engine just take care all the shortage. And here we can directly create the production order from this window itself. And yeah, means it's maybe it's just production maybe they restricted in this means technical portion, so they didn't activate this manufacturing module over here in the means free version. But this all things functionalities are there. Just like order processing was there where the system is assisting to process the production itself. So all other things also there. Yeah, just like routing there, they allowed to make the routing. In the routing, we just define that. Sorry, it's not routing; it's rounding. Right. It's in that production. They just unblocked. I don't want to unblock this 30 days trial period, right? Maybe you can just do it in your mail ID, because I don't want to block this my session in after 30 days actually. So, but those are means workable. And
Shantanu,
yeah.
Shantanu ji, I have got a small suggestion.
Mhm.
Since you will be demonstrating this to many of the potential clients, I think you should have one license and have some dummy companies with all this data and all, so that you can show whenever these kind of questions come. This is a suggestion, a personal suggestion to you.
Yes.
How much does the license cost, sir?
I was about to come to that question. I thought Shantanu ji, there is a question. License cost.
License cost, the manufacturing start with someone around 7,000 to 8,000 per month per user.
That means something like super user or all users are charged the same thing.
No, actually, means I just put on the higher side. Means it's a super user will have around 7,600 or something per user per month, and there would be a light user concept also. It comes under the means couple of thousands only. And further, when we said that some user will have some access under the team or some other report, so that type of user who just needs some data.
Yeah.
So that again some the cheaper price. But the super user we say that okay under the accounts department. So those are means the super user price is
and the complete database is in the cloud.
Yeah, Microsoft in the one tenant it provides the 80 GB database, which is quite good enough. And exceptionally, I just got one client where they means they required to update the space beyond 80 GB, and that's the e-commerce company actually for the US Defense Department, and they have 1.6 million items.
And what will be the Tambul period for first time implementation? How much of time we will need?
Yeah, it will take 6 months. Under
6 months.
Yeah. We consider that 6 months means because we just want to focus on the means training aspect much more, so that at least the user should have a couple of months for the the training.
And what will be the likely implementation cost?
It something around means.
I know it depends. Can you say lower range and higher range?
See, typically means if I just consider this pins pipes, so it's I've been around means 35 lakh.
Implementation cost.
Yes.
And depending upon the number of users, it is a subscription based payment.
Yeah, it's subscription based.
And is there any annual technical support, ATS charges and all? Beyond the license, again, is there any annual support cost for the license?
No.
No. So it's only license cost.
Yeah, it's only license.
And
Sorry. On a continuing basis, they must be charging 15%.
No. See,
that is what I asked, sir.
No. How can an ERP package come without a?
No, that was that was different model because it's a subscription based model.
Sorry.
It's subscription based model because
subscription based.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That was called perpetual because see earlier since last.
I know that. Yeah.
That was just abandoned. Means that license was means something different. If you have a 1,000 employee, create the 1,000 users. Perpetual means on the basis of the concurrent user. The license
I agree with you.
Yeah. But that's what discontinued actually from the.
Right. Okay. So the entire thing is web based.
Yeah, this is web based. So I'm just showing the production BOM of my previous version actually. This not this DC.
Mr. Shantanu, there is one more last question from my side. This 80 GB is whatever number of license anybody takes. It is 80 GB or the thing varies from organization to organization depending upon the probable number of entries, records, or number of license.
Means you are saying that 80 GB, what your question is, means 80
No,
GB will
whether
be
this
provided by
80 GB,
Microsoft.
yeah, whether this 80 GB is available even if somebody takes 5 license or 500 license. That's my question.
No. This is your tenant, not number of license. 80
Ah.
GB space by default Microsoft will provide. If your database just goes beyond that, means you have to buy additional.
Yeah,
means
we will
space.
have to again buy additional space on subscription basis. Okay.
Subscription basis,
Fine.
yes. So quickly you can see.
On this can be seamlessly integrated with Power BI, possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Power
Thank you,
BI,
please.
SharePoint. Yeah. So quickly, I'm
thank you.
showing the 3 windows only. This is a production BOM window, means where we can have a my finished goods just like bicycle, and if I have all the components, my brake, wheel, rim, etc. And for making one bicycle, how much quantity is required? That I'm just maintaining. This could be a different unit of measurement, and there would be some scrap percentage as well. And if I am following the routing, then the routing link will be there. That also we can just know that. So this production window, and here we used to define my routing. Production BOM, I just want to see one production order also. Plan production orders. Yeah, I have this. So there will be a plan production order. So production orders labels are just like by default, it will be a plan production order, firm plan production order, and then a release production order, and then closed, finished. So this will be there. This is the process will be there. So I have this plan production order where all the starting date, ending date, the process will be there. So whenever this, in the manufacturing, whenever we have this, this execution, this 3 level there, plan, firm, and released. So whenever we have this release production order, then only I can book the output and consumption. So this is the output journal. Here we can just select the orders, any orders, and whatever the items are, just like these are the item, operation number if there is there, and I will just update the quantity and post the transaction. So this is the way I will do. This is complete output. In the similar way, consumption journal will be there. It's like we just populated another this production order consumption. So we select the production order and we run the calculate consumption. So based on the BOM, production BOM, automatically my consumption will be calculated. But we can add the item and we can reduce the item as well based on the actual consumption. Further, there is a possibility that I will get the byproducts also, maybe. So for the byproduct, what will happen? I will add the item and I will just make the quantity as a negative quantity. So in such way, system will just make some positive entry for that byproduct. So this is the way means this consumption output will be there. And once we under the release production order, once we say that okay, this is the change status. Now I have to finish. After finishing the production order, I can't do any entry of output journal. I can't make any consumption against this. This will be considered as a closed. And if there is any changes in the BOM, multiple BOMs if we have, so we can have the BOM versions. We can have the various BOM versions, and maybe if we are changing the BOM versions, whatever the active versions are, we can utilize for the production consumption. So this is the way means we can just do the transactions. And for the means this production orders, just like if I just delete this, or assembly demand calculate plan. There is no, yeah, I doubt. There is no assembly demand is there. If I just want to see the production demand, calculate plan. Here now system is automatically creating that, okay, these are the production orders we just want. I have to create this, these productions, and these productions orders are pending just because of purchase shortage. So whenever we have this shortage, and if we just want to make that, okay, this is the purchase order we have to make. So if I am just selecting this, and if I already define that whatever this means default vendors are, system will automatically create the purchase order. If there are multiple items, just like the 3 items and 4 items are related to one single vendor, system will combine all the orders and make one single order, again this purchase order. The system will means wise enough to do that. And if you remember, means supply from, here we just maintain the vendor. If we define in the item there is a field default vendor, if we define that, that vendor code will come here, and automatically again that vendor purchase order will be created. So any other question on the production process?
Can I give more than one vendor and give percentages? Two vendors,
sorry?
70-30.
70-30 means what?
70% of the quantity will go to one vendor, 30% to the other vendor.
Not right now, actually.
Right. Okay.
Default is not there. Yeah. But if you want, means that it's just a small modification we can do.
Yeah.
By default, it goes to the means one vendor only.
Right. Okay. Fine.
So this is how we just maintain. Routing is also there, means that is a complete setup. If we have to do, then only we can just proceed. And I have to see some default setups are there. Just work center, machine center. We define that how much setup time will be there, run time,
You had explained the explosion. Is there also where used feature? Can I go to a component and say and ask which assembly it is going into?
Means you just want to pick one item.
Yeah, one component.
One
and
component.
It will show which assemblies it is used in.
Yes.
That is called implosion. I mean, technically, it is called implosion. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to see that particular report.
Don't bother.
But that's possible. Means if one item, any item you find, and if you see that where it's linked, where used. So where used this functionality is there. Means we can sign that, means this particular item is where we are using this. So this will be there. It will be there. I think this is a question. Means any component, if you want to see that under which assembly line it's assigned, one is under which production BOM it is assigned, and what is the present status it is it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's possible.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Both the things means at master level, at setup level, you can see that means this component is where we have defined as a component. This is one question, and further where the current status is. Both the things means you can just see. And so any other question or related to the production?
What you covered a little earlier, the dimensions. Can you just in a sentence or two summarize it?
Dimensions.
Dimension, yeah.
See, simple language, you can say that it's just a tagging against the transactions. Tagging of terms, whatever the financial voucher, whatever the transaction we are doing, anything. Either other we have, if we are doing some, any of the even purchase order itself or production order. So we can tag that. So tagging of, cost center or profit center is a dimension. So why we call this dimension actually? So we are not what we suggest. System just provided two global dimension category, and we usually suggest that one global dimension should be maintained for the profit centers, another should be maintained for the cost center. This is how
Yeah.
we just configure, and all the profit center sub classification will be there, and there could be a number of classification that we can just maintain. But the two global dimension category will be flow in the each and every financial entries. This is the basic thing. And further n number of dimension we can tag for the other transactions, just like sales order, purchase order, if you just want to tag.
Can we define a hierarchy among the dimensions?
Yes. Just like we show that in the area dimension, the system just define the Europe. Under Europe, it defines the Europe North and West. Under
Okay.
Europe East, they define
Yeah,
a
that's
number
what
of
it is.
hierarchy we can just maintain.
That's okay. Fine.
And in the production process means, I think some quality modules, as a standard, it also there. So there are some basic quality modules where the accept rejection is there, and there are also some verticals for the deep down of the quality modules where we just maintain the item attributes, their exception and rejection range, based on the attribute and parameters that quality is just maintained and tracked. Such things are there. So
Shantanu shall we close at 5 o'clock because people have
Yeah.
some people have already requested. Being a Sunday, they have other
and it's already
online
over, I think.
engagements. Yeah. So you have covered maximum, or you need one more session?
Yes, see, for the operation side, I think I covered almost all the things. Specifically for the manufacturing aspect, I don't think that we are interested on the service modules. And if yes, then we can have a dedicated session for that. But means most of the requirement would be related to the inventory and the manufacturing. So
we can
that is-
do one thing. Maybe I will share your presentation material along with the credentials for a guest login. So if people are interested, they can log in. They can use it for about 15 days or 20 days or whatever it is. And I will just talk to people in case one more session will help everybody. Then we can have one more session. That will, I think,
Right.
this one. Because once it is given, people can go through what you are now showing. Because I had also gone through that. So like why I had asked some of the question is only for the sake that others also should know the answer. Like Power BI integration and all I was asking. So let people go through it. I will share your credential, login credential. They can work on it. Then maybe 15 days later or whatever it is, we will have one more session where we can follow up, have a summary of what we have done today, and then whatever is needed to be covered on the next session also we will cover. And with your permission, I will share your contact details also when I send this email to the participants. Can I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll share your WhatsApp number, your mail ID, and your company's URL along with all these things I'll share. Okay. Yeah, maybe in another 5 minutes or so, it's 4:55. We'll close maybe in 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that should be all right for most of the participants. Some participants have left already. The others are there.
Whether this is affordable by an SME, even if their turnover is 100 crores, because SMEs look for very like Tally ERPs. This Microsoft this particular one, which is also covering manufacturing and complete inventory modules. I think it is more costlier for an SME to have such type of things.
Sir, your question is for an SME, it can be a costlier software. That is your question, sir? Sir, your voice is quite low. That is what I am trying to repeat your question.
I am not audible.
Yeah.
No, your voice is slightly low, sir. So your question is whether even for SME, whether this software is going to be costly. That is what your observation. Am I right, sir? Did I read you properly? Uh, Sir, your voice was a little low. So as I understood your question, you are asking even for SMEs, this could be a costlier software. Is that the question, sir? Wow, sir. Shantanu, I understood
Yeah. I
question
think,
was
yeah,
on.
I heard that. Means the last point was that means for SME it's costlier. So my question is, means how much cost an SME can afford? Means how would be the ideal cost per month? Cost of ownership.
Yeah, somebody can answer this question, please. Rao, sir. Rao Garu.
Yeah, yeah. Say, maybe 1 lakh of rupees per month, so 10 lakhs per annum, 12 lakhs per annum, I think they should be affordable. Whereas the license for Tally with that ERP is coming very, very less. It is all implementing with advanced features. We can do it with 1 or 2 lakhs itself. Now, presently, all of them are doing like that only.
Right.
Anthony, your
So
response.
yeah, I heard. I heard. So means one point is, you see, cost comparison with Tally. Yeah, obviously it's a means a huge difference. Whenever someone moved from Tally to any system, so it has to see the means face the price difference. Nothing is comparison to Tally.
Okay.
So affordability, as you said, that 1 lakh per month would be quite good enough for SME to afford. So yes, means it's not going to beyond that, no.
Now,
The
usually
only
the
thing
license
is
is 35 lakhs.
optimization of users. It doesn't mean that if 25 users are there, then you have to follow the say for super user. No, there is a software means licensing optimization that we do, so that one SME can just be under this 1 lakh budget.
That's good.
Anthony, the question is if some jobs, whatever jobs are being done, if they, I am arguing on his behalf, whatever job that can be done, if that can be done through Tally, why at all we should go for this? What is the additional benefit anybody will get? A
Uh,
small and medium enterprises when they go for,
yeah.
say, Microsoft Dynamics Central when compared to Tally. Whether the production side we have more, I believe the production side we must be having more features and all compared to Tally. So this is because I had used Tally only to some extent. Just for the heck of it, I was using for my own for about a year and then left it. So this is my observation. You can give a response because you must be having some comparison between various products.
Yeah.
I would like to share my experience.
Yes, sir.
I think it is very unfair to compare Tally and any ERP product
Yeah, that is correct.
because scope itself is different. Tally is the version of accounting application. So if one is looking at accounting with all the other, related applications, Tally will do the job. But Tally has no bill of material, has no routing sheet. So the moment you get into that, well, you have no answer in Tally. So if you must compare Microsoft Central, you must compare it with, let us say, SAP B1. Software of that type, either SAP B1 or what is that other one? I forget. That kind of software, and I would think that the pricing is very competitive. And if a web-based model is available, now we can go on subscription basis. If I have got only 5 users in my company, I presume I can take a 5-user license. If it is possible, I think cost must come down. There is no comparison at all because this is something is a product. I mean, that is a poor man's ERP. Tally is a poor man's ERP.
Poor man's ERP.
It cannot do the job. It just cannot do the job beyond a point.
Yes.
And when the amendment came, on last March on this tracing.
Tracing, yeah. Tracing.
Tally was the first to admit that their software does not have it. No ERP system will be there where it is not there.
Yeah, just sorry to interrupt here. In the Tally, just there is no any database table. All information, all data are stored in a structured manner itself.
Yes.
Second thing is that there are no audit trail in Tally.
That is what Saab was telling, traceability.
Yes.
Yeah.
That traceability is also not there. That is the two things is the major difference between the Tally and other ERP system.
Thank you, Praveen. Thanks for the
Yeah.
input.
Thank you.
I think Kameswara Garu, the answer is given.
Yeah, yeah.
So, to that extent, the first implementation cost that we will have to back. But then I think on a longer run, these kind of ERP software will be beneficial to the organization, provided it is strictly with a lot of discipline if it is followed.
On the compliance side, how is it suited, sir?
Compliance
Yeah, like
compliance is
GST,
specific to
like GST, return files.
yeah, all are there. Nothing means if means we have many client where they are means beyond 500 crore turnover, and they are using NAV, not BC but previous version, and means all the e-invoicing and everything is happening. And further, we developed one vertical for the GST reconciliation. Maybe we can have one session. Just we observed that many of our clients just complain that okay, for e-invoicing that's fine, we raise the invoice, we deposit the tax, and everything. But my vendors, they claim the means this GST payment and they don't deposit. And after 6 months, some of maybe traceable we can ask, and some maybe we don't even pick the phone. So we make the system so that whatever the vendor submitted the invoice, and if he didn't deposit the any taxation, so 2A will be captured, and that will be compared with this Business Central or NAV, and system will pop up that this vendor didn't deposit the taxation GST amount to the portal. And if they revise the 2A, then again system just recheck, because 2 times government just allow to revise the return. So if suppose April month GSTR 2A reflecting something, we will reconcile. If vendor just revise their return, then also we will capture. So every moment we will keep on capturing the previous 2A, so that we can compare and arrive at the this GST reconciliation.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
We also see value in the differences between 2A and your 3B, what you have claimed. Now, that can be aged also. So you must know how many are there for 6 months, how many are there for 3 months. And there must be a method of blacklisting the vendor whose performance on this count is bad. Somewhere it must be related to vendor rating.
Yes. In fact, means some of my clients just suggested that even if the vendor is submitting the GST, but how many times he is revising, that also I need that report, because it's dependent on my reliance. Means how the vendor is serious to submit the details to the 2A. So they also means to consider this factor, so that they can have some vendor rating, and how when they are depositing the GST amount to the portal, maybe in the same month or after that month, it becomes a serious issue, because every company may not be every company, but but I just gather that almost means all the companies have some losses on that.
Yeah, they have, particularly those who are with dealers. I mean, if you have a consumer product and you are dealing with dealers and with buying from dealers, then you have this problem.
Yes. And every time, see, we don't have tracing of the vendor, and we can't follow up, means
Correct.
we can force them if they are not picking phone. Our deal is closed. There is no further business with that vendors. It happened. And when I was in Jindal means in Jarpur, Jharsuguda, and there were very serious issue when I was in accounts actually. If by mistake some payment goes to the vendor, he will disappear. If I pay something GST amount or taxation, that time GST was not there, but if we make some amount extra and say that okay, deposit to the government department, and if we find something beneficial, he will disappear. You can't trace it. It happened. It happened means I was not directly involved in those department, but I heard that means how these 200 labors are means in front of the account department. Then I heard that some payments go just made to the contractor, and contractor overnight disappeared. There is no track. Then somehow means company managed to involving the another vendor, means that's a different story. But really it's there's a problem means every company is facing. So that's why we make some GST ecosystem, independent system, where even if you are using the Tally, it will support. And this system is means running for that company, Bhutra Group, which is 2,000 crore turnover company. And SAP also is going to implement. They are using Tally, and further the SAP is going to implement. So the live date is 1st April. Not realistic, but okay, it's, they are trying to do that as best. And that GST reconciliation is right now it's happening with the Tally. Then it will
Sorry
go
to interrupt you, Santanu. Can we close today? Because even
Yes,
person
yes,
are
yes.
requesting to close the session
Yeah,
today.
yeah, please.
Maybe they have some other work.
Yeah.
Even
Sorry, I
we
didn't
can
watch the
discuss
clock.
in the another session itself.
Yep.
Okay, if it is required.
Yeah. I'm over. Thanks for everyone to just
Shantanu,
join this chat.
Shantanu ji, we will have one more session after
Any problem?
some
Voice
gap
is not
when
coming.
people can go through the system and have some more information. So thank you very much for joining this session, and you have given a lot of time. And we thank all the participants for a real interactive session. And thank you very much. And we may meet after the festival Diwali. So our best wishes for the function, and season greetings to everybody. All the very best. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.